Hey there everyone, it's Val and welcome back to Tolkiencraft II, The Labors of Valentine. Today's tour we're starting in the Nether. I tried an experiment. I moved my skeleton spawner down here to the Nether because I had been informed that if you put a skeleton spawner in the Nether, you could get wither skeletons. Well, I've been trying for a little while here, and I haven't been getting any wither skeletons at all. So I don't know if if that was a false rumor, or if it doesn't work with Rogue Dungeons spawners, or if it has to be in a nether fortress in order for it to work. I'm not sure. But at least I have another place where I can level things up without having to go back to my spawner in the overworld and take out my flowers that killed them for me. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed because I did spend, a little time setting this up, and it's, well, gonna have limited uses anyway. That's sad. Alright. Another thing that I did, if you fly over this way, and we'll try not to get killed by anything, you'll see that we have a mysterious cube here. And in fact, let's throw down some torches, shall we? Because eventually don't know if things can spawn down here in the Nether, even if it's that. But right. So welcome to the endothermic pump in the Nether. I'm just going to close that up again. Right below here is the lava, which you can hear. So you have to put the endothermic pump to be most useful right against the upper level of the lava. And so that's what I did. And let's just cover that so it don't fall in. So we have our endothermic pump. We have an ender tank, which we've color-coded to our ender chest or ender tank lava channel. We have a regular transfer node. We didn't have to do anything special. And then we have a regular lava generator. This is the basic generator. Let's just bring it up here. It's that one. I tried this one down here, and it was just too strong. It wouldn't work, so I created the basic one, and now it's working perfectly. You just have to prime it with a bucket full of lava, and Bob's your uncle. Not ender Bob's. We also have a dimensional anchor here to make sure that this arrangement stays loaded so that our lava is being transferred upstairs. And let's just take the faster way to get home. And, well, because I can. Ouch. Alright. So, what else have we been working on? Well, what the heck? Okay, did I accidentally press that? Anyway, a little bit laggy at the moment. My system is a little chuggy. Let me just pause for a moment. Alright, something is using a lot of my CPU power, and I'm not sure what it is. That means that you might be seeing some hitchiness in my video aside from my lag, and I'm sorry about that. Actually, there's one thing I can shut down that will help. So let me just go ahead and do that. Alright, let's see. It's not really helping. I thought for sure that would help. Okay, well let's hope it works better in a moment here. Alrighty. So we have been working on our AE system. You may notice that this looks a little different here now. I have embedded the QED in the floor, so it's nice and handy to our AE system, which we set up using parts from our fabulous present from finishing the All the Things quest line. I'm so happy. Now, we did have a little bit of fiddling to do, and one of the things that you should know is that the new AE has changed quite a bit from the one that I was used to in 1.6.4. For one thing, you can't just right-click on the ME controller and get the interface that comes up and tells you how much power is being used and what things are being detected as being connected to the network. You can't do that anymore. You have to use something else, and that something else is a network tool. Personally, I don't like having to use the network tool because, well, I have to open a bag, get out my tool, etc. I wish it still let you just right-click on this to get the same information. I mean, the network tool is nice because I guess you can click on anything in the network and bring this up, but yeah, it would be nice if you could still get it just by right-clicking on this as well. And that way you'd get the best of both worlds. You can click anywhere on the network and get it, and you can come here and click on it without having the tool in your hand. But alas, that's not how it works. We have an energy storage crystal here. Since we had it, I normally don't use one, but since we had it, I just hooked it up to the system. You use channels now, so you can't just connect them to each other and have them work for the most part. The energy cell obviously is fine, but the other machines in the network need to have cable attached to them. There's different kinds of cable. I'm still not I'd say I know probably about 30 to 40% of how the new AE system works. So I'm going to tell you what I do know, but I will say that there's lots that I don't, and I highly recommend you go to YouTube and find tutorials on it, because, well, that's what I'm going to have to do too. What I do know is that the dense cable carries more, it can support more machines on the network. Basically, I believe this one supports 8 channels. Well, it says so right there. It says 8. But the dense one supports 32, if I'm correct. And that will allow you to connect more machines to your network. And you can't connect the dense cable directly to your machines. You have to put a smart cable, for example, and then connect the dense to that. And that way you can kind of branch your network out, having a main trunk that consists of dense with the lesser cables branching off of that and attaching to your actual AE machines in the network. So the smart cable, it is nice because what it actually does is it shows you the circuit, and it'll color code them different ways. So I'm trying to see here we've got blue, and that shows that this is a completed circuit. And by circuit, what I mean is it's basically a routing path. This is a valid routing path. You can have issues where if it can choose route A and route B and they're exactly the same length, then it can get confused. And that's the part that I still have to learn a bit more on. But at least I can say that with a smart cable, if you see a colored line happening, you probably have, it's probably good. I also have connected to my ender chest here an ME import bus, and I've thrown in 2 acceleration cards. This is also new, having to put in the cards to do this sort of thing. And I've color-coded my AE system with, if I can fly here, with teal, and you may have noticed that I had in my backpack an ender pouch tied to the teal channel. So now when I'm out and about, stuff that I want to go into the AE system, I can just toss into that ender pouch, which is going to be very, very handy. Now, as for power, this does use a lot of power, and my old solar generator system was just not going to cut it. So we have set up lava generators. These are ones I got in reward bags, so I didn't actually have to make any of these. This is the second tier of lava generator, and it requires 8 of these guys to make one of them. So if I had 2 more, I could make the next tier lava generator, which is that one. But I didn't. I just made do what I had. You need to attach energy extraction pipes to the lava generators, and then to them you need to attach a transfer node. And then the transfer node basically sends the energy to your energy cells or wherever it is that you're going to be using the power. So from the energy cells, you also have to have a transfer node to pull the energy out into your energy network so that you can actually use it. So if I didn't have these redstone energy cells here, I could get away with just using one transfer node, but I really prefer having a buffer of energy cells in there, so that means I have to use two transfer nodes. One to get it into the energy cell and one to get it out. Now, down here are my transfer pipes, and we are pulling out the lava from our lava network of tanks. You can't see the color code on the top here, but it does match red, white, red, just like we saw down in the nether, in the lava room down there. And in fact, I can show you a different one over here where you can actually see. There we go. Oh, fly, please. I'm having the lag. Here we go. Okay, big lag spike there. I have no idea what's going on with my machine. Something is going on. Anyway, we have red, white, and red, so that is also hooked up to the lava network, as is the one over here. So I'm quite happy with what we've done with the AE system here, and I think that's all I wanted to talk about for the AE system itself. And Purple J-Riff, hello and welcome to the stream. I normally stream in the afternoons and in the evenings. If you look at my profile page, you will see a section there that says schedule, and that'll tell you when I'm streaming. I stream usually 6 days a week, or at least that's my goal anyway. Alrighty, let's jump over to the Ender Quarry. No, we don't really need to jump over to the Ender Quarry. I created a Silk Touch upgrade for my Ender Quarry, so we are now getting whole blocks for the most part. Actually, this is not where I want to go. I was in the right place. The one thing that I noticed with the Silk Touch upgrade to the Ender Quarry is that it's not silk touching everything. For instance, Thalmcraft shards are not being silk touched. Charged Certus Quartz is not. Blue Topaz is not. And yet there's other ones, as you can see, the Lapis is working properly. And that one silk touched properly. So I'm a little confused there as to why sometimes it doesn't silk touch and sometimes it does. It is possible that these came in while I was upgrading it, so I think I'll probably take those out and then I'll revisit it and see if it's actually, if it was just a case of bad timing and those are actually from before I put the silk touch in. So anyway, ignore everything I just said about the Silk Touch maybe not working properly. I have to check that out. Alright. There's two other things I wanted to show you as well. And one of those things is the draconic chests. This is a new item that you will have available in 2.3.0 Tolkiencraft II. And I love it. To start with, if I can get NEI to come up for me, it's not too expensive. You need to make 2 obsidian chests. You need to make draconic cores, which requires you to have draconium. And another 4 there. So you need 12 draconium in order, bars in order to make this. And a crafting table. And you might wonder, why is there a crafting table in there? Well, you have a crafting table here. You can process stuff there. And it's a huge chest. And when you pick it up, things stay in the crafting grid, they stay in the processing area. So let me just grab this right here. So you can just throw that in there. As you can see, it's processing that sand that I've got there. You can tell it to process all smeltable items from the inventory, so you could literally carry this with you while you're mining, and you could throw anything you want to smelt into here. Now you do have to put it down in order for the smelting to occur, but I think it's awesome. It's awesome and it's quick. Let's just pick it up. And as you can see, nothing fell out. Let's put it down again. There it goes. Now it's finished it up. So the other thing you can do is you can change the color of the chest. And dang, this lag. I don't know. I apologize again. The tour is going to be very jumpy. And there's nothing I can do about that at the moment. Okay, so what you do is you right click on it. Sorry, shift right click, pardon me. I don't know if you can see the color. Is the color changing? I don't know if the color's changing. I am doing it right, I think. Yeah, it is right. Shift right click. Basically, if you click on the bottom of the chest, it changes the color, decreases the color change. And this is not changing dramatically enough for me to show you very easily. Maybe if we get something like black, it might work better. No. Ink. Ink, please. There we go. Let's try an ink sac. That might work better. Is it changing it up? Yeah, it is getting darker. It is getting darker. So I'm clicking, and you can click on the top to go the opposite direction in the color scale. Yeah, it's a very subtle change. I think it's changing. If it's not changing, that's my if I'm just hallucinating here, I apologize, but it was working fine. That's why it's pink instead of purple. Okay, I think it is changing color, but it's very subtle and hard for me to tell. Play with it. You can use any of the dyes, and as you can see from the fact it stayed in my hand, it doesn't actually use the dye up, which is awesome. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't the best demonstration. I apologize. Yeah, that sucked. All right. Next thing. We added, there's a new, they're called augments for Botania. And I think what I'll do is I'll grab the Botania book, and we're going to find I think it's under mana manipulation. There we go, spark augmentation. You can create a variety of augments that can be applied to sparks to enhance their abilities. You can only put on sparks that are sitting on mana pools, and they can only have one augment at a time. So the one that you can put in is the dispersive augment, and it has the spark use up the mana in the pool below to charge any nearby mana containing items. That's the one that I made. You can also make several other types that do different functions, and I'll leave that to you to look into that. But basically, what the one that I put in, let's just pop down to look at a spark in case you have no idea what I'm talking about, what a spark is. Alrighty. Right here. That there is a spark, and it's sitting above a mana pool, and if you look, you can see that little red symbol floating around it. Well, when you make the augment, you right click on the spark with the augment, and it adds the augment to the spark. So this spark, as long as I'm within the range, and I'm not sure what the range is, it's going to keep auto-filling my mana tablet for me, so I don't have to do it manually. And I think that's pretty cool. The other place that I use sparks is I also use it over here. This fellow collects mana from here and sends it to our mana enchanter. Now, something that I haven't done with sparks, but I think you can do, is I think one of the augments will let you... Actually, let's look it up. Before I start. Oops, spark augmentation. Yes. Okay, the dominant augment will have the spark pull any mana from any nearby non-augmented sparks pools into its own. So if I put a dominant augment on this spark, and then over here I put another spark on, say, this pool, then that would allow it to pull the mana over there and use in the mana enchanter anytime it needed to. So basically it's a way to transfer mana around without having to use this visually pleasing but noisy and laggy mana transfer network that I currently have set up here. So I could use sparks in theory to get rid of some of that, which is something I might do later, because I haven't really played with sparks too much, but I think I might have to. Alright, well, I think that's everything that I have done in the last few days that I haven't talked about already in either another tour or showed when we went to the end. So hopefully I wasn't too scatterbrained. Hope you enjoyed this tour, and I hope to see you in the stream. You all take care now. Bye!